5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. That's him at normal speed. It's going about 7 minutes. Then it slowed down to 30%. He's making partial qigong movements. It's bizarre. It's nonstop. What's he doing? Right there. So it's nonstop. He looks very distressed for a drug user. I mean, he looks sick. Well, I forgot to put on the jazz. That was my plan. Right there, that upward uppercut. It's all partial qigong. It's a bizarre psyop that they're doing right there. Not just him, but others too. It proves that I made a direct exposure of them. I gotta go put on these tunes. This is Thelonious Monk, Solo Monk. There's no fan on. I don't know if I can look at him directly, nonstop. I don't know if I don't see how it can be doing any real damage if one knows what they're up to. He's got those hands. That's pure qigong. There's even a slight duper's delight. This is non-stop at real speed. The stress he must be under being a fake day after day, year after year. Up and down yo-yo with the weight. His face is ravaged by drugs. Now he's doing this Tai Chi thing. It's so over the top. That seems to be the message. So I picked about 4 spots. It's from like a couple days ago. Cropped them out. This, he's probably less obvious with it. There's something that qigong where you're pushing the hand forward like that, moving them around like that. It makes this is that CIA, wasn't there some CIA thing where they were gonna push certain phrases and things? So that's what I think that is. They think they can influence. They kept throwing out that word literally. So this guy's acting like a nut job. Not even hiding it. He's doing non-stop qigong movements. Non-stop. I'm making this video this one time to document it. It's demented. There's no explanation to me other than this is gaslighting. He's got a smirk while he's doing that. That's not normal behavior. Not even hiding it that they're Qigong movements. Anyone who looked into Qigong at all knows that those are Qigong movements. He can't hide that he's scripted. Not when you slow it down. Right there he does a demented Qigong, that thing where you drop you kind of sag your arms. So these people, they lack love, they lack authenticity, they lack character, they lack dignity, they lack any type of real consciousness. So there's a total schism between their mind, the captain, and their brain and body. This guy reminds me of Andrew Breitbart. I think he's early 60s. I think he was lying, saying he's like mid 40s. Give me a break. Jimmy Jean did that lie. That guy who was Donkey Tail. They think it's all fun and games and they have nothing to hide. Until someone more ethical, smart, they can't explain that. They cannot explain that other than but it's outrageous that they would target one. They would do all this. It's pure Qigong with the hand thing. That thing right there. His hand out right like that. This must be in the slowed down version. Let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. I said about 7 minutes of the real speed. So now it's just that same 7 minutes where he's violently, rapidly throwing his arms around. Now it's slowed down where he can't get away with it. Where he can't bully the viewer. Here you could also focus in on his eyes if one isn't distracted by his hand, the arm flapping. That's not normal behavior in any way or form, whether it's the drug-induced involuntary movements or the sideway horizontal reading of a teleprompter, of a script. Pure Qigong there, and then he breaks the fourth wall. So it's a very odd. They're not really getting any views anymore. Most of those are probably their own people. So I pretty much outed them right here. It's documented how demented he is. There's no explanation for that. Those body movements he's making while talking. No one is going to be able to ever explain what the hell he is doing right there. This is 7.5 minutes of like 4 different spots where they take all these people. They take turns talking. Like, okay, now it's your turn. And they're all scripted, and one could easily make a list of hundreds of people at this point, probably into the thousands. That cannot be explained where he's putting his hand up high, and then he's breaking the fourth wall again a little bit. One can see how distressed he is. One may feel the sever. It's like a cut wire. So his mind is disconnected from his brain and body. So they're all hysterical. They lack composure. They're in like the deepest end of doo-doo. Right there, the way he dropped, that's demented. There's no one can explain any of that away, his hand movements, other than a form of demented gaslighting. How they're all scripted, how no one knows who's writing this crap. Whether it's, the Franken scientists with their Nazi psychology, Big Brother garbage, their social containment. So they get these people who are admitted drug users. No one can explain what he's doing with his hand there. No one talks like that. Makes no frickin' sense unless he's scripted and they're doing a gaslighting thing with that qigong. I've made many videos pointing this out. I'm doing it right here, right now. Do it at least once, fully, to show that this guy is mocking qigong. It's to the nonstop point that it's deliberate. There's other crap they do, but I'm not going to go into it. The blinking lights and the different colors. For this one, the focus is just, I don't know how I'm able to sit through this without getting upset, but I think it just shows that it has no influence on anyone if people are aware. If the facade, the Wizard of Oz, the facade, the front, if the mystery, if the curtains are drawn, one can see exactly what he's doing. So he's gathering in the air like a qigong, but he does it in a demented way. It's as if he's trying to break, to distort, to harm the neural pathways of people who do qigong, or specifically myself. I think maybe the experiment is on them by the script writers, because I get nothing to do with it. I'm not involved in that. I don't get paid. That guy's a paid rat. I exposed them filming for police at Echo Park. They were exposed. They tried to cover it up, but they were exposed for filming for police in the Sicknick case. Exposed. Scripted rats from Russia Today. Russia Today is somehow American Five Eyes. Somehow, that's how it works. Russia dominates their people, we get dominated here by rats like this guy putting on fake qigong movements once in a while, trying to break the fourth wall, a reverse break into the fourth wall. That's demented, the way he's playing with his hands. That's not right, and that's at 30% speed. So he's trying to, and the reality of it was he was really doing it a lot faster. One can see his face is really sick. You can see that his brain and body are not connected to the mind. The mind is the soul. So he's a lost soul. He's a deranged junkie. He's a slave to the smack. Their faces are going nuts. There he is with that strange, that drop when you droop in Qigong. Ed Sullivan, the way he stood, it was like, rare. So this guy is a lost soul. He's trying to gaslight. So somewhere in the whoever writes for all these shows, the Jimmy Dore and the Joe Rogan, all this stuff. I don't know how far. I don't watch all this crap. I don't watch any of it. I'm only doing this because I see they just accelerate it and think they're getting away with something. Right there, that's pure Qigong. But it backfires. They're creating a neural pathway. I've already explained this. They're making their involuntary body movements worse by doing that. They've now whenever they've done that, and now it's planted in their involuntary movements to grimace and to the eyebrows. That's not normal behavior for him to do that stuff. Nonstop. That's 7 minutes. Over 7 minutes. Now being slowed down to 30%. That's not normal. Damn, only a little bit over halfway. I don't think I can watch all this. It's really disturbing that they would do this. That cannot be explained. What he's doing right there. It's bizarre. So they're trying to do a mind control on the 10 people who watch them who aren't paid. There's his face going nuts right there. Deformed. Their faces have become deformed. He triggered it. They make it worse by all that arm flapping. The chair makes an awful sound. I gently tried to reposition. He's trying to regain his composure. Every time he does that, his face moves. They become entrained. They're playing with fire. I have master's degree. I'm extremely smart. I know I understand psychology. I'm not a junkie. I don't have his eyebrows going way high. He was speaking at that fake rally going on against war. He spoke at that, and he was slurring his speech. It wasn't a lisp. Hopefully this will be over soon, but 12:45 to go. Thankfully, Thelonious Monk is playing solo in the background. There he goes rubbing his nose. I wonder what that was about. If something he had snorted was making his nose itchy. He's got a weird looking jaw. So one can see the distorted, deformed nature of everything about this individual. There's an IMDb, but it's blank. I recall there was one. It was for a YouTube video. Now they have fake IMDb credits. This guy's acting nuts. He's obviously reading on a back teleprompter. At this point, everyone knows they're scripted. Oh, he's talking up Smedley Butler. He was miserable. He had no charisma. He was reading off of sheets of paper in the wind. And the thing about Smedley Butler, I figured it out. That guy was buddies with J. Edgar Hoover. So all that Smedley Butler stuff is part of the kook psyop. No one will be able to ever explain the outrageous nonstop nature of this guy making weird hand movements. They probably expect me to make on and on videos on them doing this. No, I'm just doing it this one time. His face will go nuts because he's triggering it through. There's a neural path. It's called creating new neural pathways. So that's why people do qigong. It's how like clapping in the audience lines up eventually. Dryer machines start clanking at the same timing. They're attempting to do something, but I don't watch it because I know it's violence against whoever's watching it. I do this as a public service. I crop them out. I prove that they're scripted to end their influence. That guy's pathetic. Young people should not have any contact with. They're just a negative, nasty influence on the world. His face is so demented from the drug use. So don't do drugs. You end up gutter trash like this clown. He seems Catholic though, so I don't see any. I don't think he'll be. There's something he would never do. Probably, I think if you're Catholic, they tend not to do the. So he's triggering his face. He's making it worse by the gaslighting efforts. The thing is, though, it's like Duper's Delight. If it's not a secret anymore, it just makes the perpetrator more obvious. So he did one of those quick, that was a qigong thing, and it was still too fast to really pick up. This is 30% speed. They're busting up. This is like a nuclear code type maneuver to go full on qigong. His face, he's making that up and down scrunchy face. He's lost control of his face. He's getting as bad as pointing him. Maybe don't be sadistic, pathetic, gaslighting, nauseating, corrupt scum turds. Making weird weird shapes with his hand right there. Then trying to break the fourth wall again while his jaw's flying horizontally. His cheeks. What a mess. What a pathetic. Pure qigong right there. But pure partial, like a demented. Trying to create a nightmarish, horrific visual for people into qigong. Is this the best that the Franken social scientists can come up with? Who are in the COINTELPRO from Eglin Air Force Base? Is this the best you can come up with, Warren Dixon? Mr. Social. Sorry about the chair. It's going creak. So this guy's going nuts. I don't know how I've been able to sit through most of this without cracking up. Maybe because I know what they're trying to do. It's not working. Because I know. And now it's exposed for everyone to see. There's his face. Now his cheekbones are flying up and down. His eyebrows. Now he's doing the fold, that qigong right there. That's demented. So all you get people in this, you start out at the beginning of these shows, you have so much energy and you're happy, and it's like, oh, we're duper's delight. But by the end of it all, you lose your confidence, you're all manic depressive. You deserve that. It's impossible to sympathize for an informant, especially when they doing some type of gaslighting shtick. So this guy's a loser. They're all losers. Why is he doing that? He had a really bad side there. He's putting extreme pressure on his heart. They don't freaking realize that all that stuff is about slow breathing. I have something called refined breathing too. I don't even have to take in much air. That's how I'm able to sing. I can take in a quick burst of air, like a, and then I'm all set for quite a bit if I want. These people are, they're the blood clots waiting to happen. Look how fat he is. He's just a fat, ugly, picking at his nose, probably sniffing stuff, cocaine. He's got the jaw for that. Making weird arm gestures nonstop for over 7 minutes. It's about 4 minutes left of this thing. Nice psyop there that didn't work. It's the same as your scripted reading off of teleprompters. So Matthew North seemed to have killed himself. Jamie Cochran killed herself. Adrian Lamo killed himself. I'm sure there were more. Those are pretty much the only ones I know. They're dependent on the drugs, so I think they're like, well, I have to do this stupid job. There he goes, playing some type of really odd game with his hand. He's like, I'll do the qigong with just my fingers. He's just triggering the tardive dyskinesia. It's funny how I got all those scoops. Everything just panned out. And their reaction, this pathetic gaslighting attempt, shows that my declaring victory was correct. Farron was in those videos. Manhands was in the video. Oz was grabbing onto someone's window like a maniac. They seem to be a lot of criminals. There he is. He's mocking Assange. They love to mock Assange with that thing with the fist. There is something in Qigong with the fist. Right there, the two fists going forward. But it's one at a time. There he is reading off of the back teleprompter. I'm surprised one of them doesn't have a heart attack live. One of those mornings. They're just so all into their drugs. Their faces get worse and worse. They're now deformed. They go in public with deformed, demented. Their minds are disconnected from their brains and bodies. His face is deformed. Demented, deformed, making Tai Chi moves. It's ridiculous. I don't know how I sat through this. It is starting to upset me. Because there is a reality behind this. His face, it's still going up and down. It's subtle, but it's right there, just like that guy in the case study. He's got the plunking in. Up and down. H.A. Goodman. Uncle Warren's son. What's the propaganda? He has it. Franco. They're all deformed. Fiorella's a hybrid of Helen Beninsky with Dora's wife. So keep making your Tai Chi movements. No one cares. No one's watching you guys. You were used by the idiots hiding behind you. You got left holding the bag, breaking the fourth wall, but it doesn't really work. It doesn't work, fat man. You're done. You're done. Look in the mirror, fat man. You're done. You're demented, fat man. How is that not demented, what he's doing there? How's that not deranged? Him doing that for 7 straight minutes. I just sat through this garbage just to document it. Demented. Just nonstop. Because they got busted reading the teleprompters all the time. Okay, it stopped. Phew. Thank you.